What I'm doing today is not a traditional catalog walkthrough, and it's not my usual top 10 list for a new catalog. I'm doing something different, and I'm sharing with you all of my #1 favorites in various categories. And I'm trying not to repeat as I go through the categories. For example, when I share my favorite stamp set, it's not also part of my favorite bundle. I tried to break it up to show you many different things. So here we go. Hi Sharon and Julie. Thanks for jumping on. And again, if you would click share, I would appreciate it. Okay, we're starting off with kits. This is a returning favorite from last year. That'll be a lot of fun. And you can also decorate the back of these little boxes for other holidays or occasions. So my #1 favorite kit was basically a toss-up between this Joy of Sharing card kit and the Tag Buffet. And I ended up choosing the Tag Buffet mainly because it has this gorgeous holly box, and it opens like a paper pumpkin box or our plain white mini paper pumpkin box that's in the new catalog. And it's just got everything here for you to make all these different tags. I believe it makes 30. Let me check. Yes, 30 tags. But what a great size these are. So I love the size of these for packages, not too small. They're also great on gift bags, but I also thought they would be great to put on card fronts. So very easily could make these into not only tags and or card fronts. And even the box is so cute. You could give these themselves as a gift, or you can use these things yourself and then put a different gift inside this pretty box, wrap it with a bow, and it's ready to go for somebody. It does come with this awesome Tag Buffet stamp set. I should say it's a project kit, so you have to buy the kit and the stamp set separately. But I think each of these would work well on their own as individual products, not necessarily have to have them together, because you've got all these wonderful cutouts for the tags. It's really the sentiments that you're stamping. So you might already have something, but I love this stamp set, or this stamp in particular. May the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness. I love that. Good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Okay, that's a returning kit. This is also returning. This was one of my favorite products last year, and I probably will be putting together a class to go for it because it's absolutely sensational. Now this was hard because I thought about this for my favorite suite, but I have something else in mind. I do want to point out this sentiment. Let the joy of the season fill your heart. And boy, don't we all need a little bit more joy in our hearts? Okay, my favorite die set, the #1 favorite die set is Detailed Doves Die. And it's this card right here that sold me on this die set. And I do have both. I bought it as a bundle, so I have the stamp set with the dies, but really I bought it for the die set. I love this card, and I love the size of that dove when you cut out all the pieces and put it together. It's just so striking. So that's my #1 favorite die. Okay, Poinsettia Place. It's a beautiful, gorgeous suite. I love everything about it. I think it's turning out to be one of our most popular suites, and I can certainly understand why. I mean, look at all these samples on this page. They're gorgeous, gorgeous. Here's a close look at the stamp set and the dies. Wonderful for layering, The dies look beautiful if you cut them out with our specialty papers like the metallics and also our red velvet paper. And you do get some nice details when you cut those dies out, cut the poinsettias. Okay. But on here, I wanted to note the beaded pearls. These are my #1 favorite. I want to put it on something. How about this? My #1 favorite embellishment. This is a really old iPhone I have, and I pulled it out because it's got photos on that I want, but you can see how dirty that cover is. Yuck. But isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful in the middle of our poinsettias, but I'm sure people will be using it for so many different beautiful reasons. And you get 18 in here for the $8. So I think that's a very good value. By the way, this sheer ribbon, excellent, love it. Okay, I have to point this out because this was going to be my #1 favorite religious stamp set, but I've made it my #2, and you'll see my #1 in just a minute. My #2 favorite religious stamp set. Every year I go to the religious stamp sets to see what we have. I love the Nativity. My mom, before she passed, collected nativities, so I always think of her when I see nativities, and I just love everything about it. Yes, there's some coloring involved, but the coloring is very, very simple, and you can use any of our coloring tools to do it. Plus, it has these wonderful dies to go with it. So that's my #2. So I'm cheating a little bit there, but my #2 favorite stamp set. Maybe I should have made it my #2 bundle because I do love the dies in the stamp set equally. I guess it should be my #2 bundle. Okay. Moving on, another returning favorite. I'm sure many of you recognize that from last year. It was very popular. I think it will be again. Okay, on this page, my #1 favorite non-religious stamp set is Gnome for the Holidays. Isn't that cute? I mean, even the little sayings are so cute. And this one you can use any time of year. You're a friend like gnome other. Or holly jolly everything. Awesome. Love that. And I have a plan for turning some of these into gnomes for other holidays as well. I need to work on that. I have way too many ideas for this stamp set. I'm getting a little crazy. I do have 2 cards today, and if you want more information about these cards, including the dimensions and the colors I used for coloring, you can check out stampandpiece.com today. It is today's blog post. I'm sharing these. And I have a Gnome for the Holidays class to go that I am announcing next week, and it's really fun, so you'll want to look for that. Okay, Gnome for the Holidays, my #1 non-religious stamp set. Okay, my #1 favorite suite. I said Heartwarming Hugs was a close second, but I chose this one, Trimming the Town Suite, for a couple of reasons. And I showed you in this week's, I believe it was Wednesday evening Facebook Live. I showed you these cards that I made, the layout and how to do it. And everything has been cut out from the Designer Series paper. Unfortunately, Facebook cut me off at the very end, so you did not get to see my last card that I wanted to show you. And I put this one on an old olive base, whereas the other 2 were on Misty Moonlight. And here I added one of those greetings, also cut from the Designer Series paper, as well as the little wreath inside. So #1, I love that Designer Series paper. I love that the stamp set and the dies coordinate so well with the Designer Series paper. And by the way, this particular die, kind of like the hillside and the trees, looks fabulous if you cut it from our felt. Okay, and it cuts very nicely, very nicely. I love the little favor boxes here. And another, probably most important reason why I love this as my number one favorite suite is that the Coming Home bundle and stamp set are part of Stampin' Up's Making a Difference program this year. For every Coming Home bundle or Coming Home stamp set that we sell, Stampin' Up will donate $3 to charities devoted to adoption, foster care, and infertility. So it's a great way for us to make a purchase and also give back to one of these charities. I love Stampin' Up's Making a Difference program. Okay, another returning favorite from last year. This is fun. I love this one. Remember the movie Elf? The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And look at that cute goat, I guess, lamb. Jingle Bells are a returning favorite. Another wonderful suite. I have not worked with this one yet. Okay, on this page, I told you the Nativity set was my number 2 favorite religious stamp set. This one is my number 1 favorite. I just think the font is elegant. I love the many different religious sentiments. And I can use it with so many different things, including, so here's that, including this Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder, which I have marked as my number 1 favorite embossing folder from the holiday catalog. It works well on all kinds of paper, our cardstock. I've seen people even use it with that beautiful Feels Like Frost designer series paper, the 6x6 one that has the scenes of the evergreens in winter. It looks beautiful on that, and it embosses our gold, or I should say our metallic, all our metallics. It embosses our metallic papers beautifully as well, and you can kind of see that here. And here they, I believe that's a watercolor background, or it may be one of the papers, DSPs from the Snowflake set. But they embossed it there as the background. So that is my number 1 pick for embossing folder and my number 1 religious stamp set. This was hard not to pick the Snowflake suite as a favorite. It was really hard. This will be my number 3 Snowflake. Snowflake Wishes, what is it? Snowflake Splendor Suite would be my number 3. Love this one, even though it didn't make my number 1. I do love this bundle and stamp set. Kind of, to me, has sort of, what do I want to say, like an old world antique-y look for it. Okay. More good things. Aren't these guys cute? Especially him. More pine trees, because those are always popular. In my Monday Make It With Mary Facebook Live, I use the Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. I marked that as my number 1 favorite DSP. Oh, I wrote the same. Oh, right here. My number 1 favorite specialty paper is the brushed metallic. Can you see the brush strokes here? Just very subtle, very classic, very elegant, and it comes in bronze, copper, and gold. So just beautiful. Can you see the detail in that? If I hold it up, I know there's probably a glare. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And this, you don't have to use this just for fall. This can be used any time of year. It's so beautiful. I did say that number 2 favorite embellishment is the acorn trinkets, and I have something in the works for that. I'm trying to get my Gilded Autumn class samples together as well. I have way too many ideas. So many ideas, so little time. what's a demonstrator to do? Gosh. Another returning favorite. I used that a lot last year. It was very popular. And then we have some new fall sets. I've already used this, and there is a blog post coming soon, I think in the next week, where I use this. Okay. I told you that the Evergreen Forest was my #1 embossing folder. At first I chose the Cobwebs embossing folder, but I chose the Evergreens just because I think it has, what am I gonna say, more longevity. You can use it more into the whole year. And by the way, I was walking downstairs to do my favorite live, and there was a great big spider about this big, and I thought, oh, so he kind of got squished. But I call him my Spider-Man is coming today. My Bug Man is coming to spray outside. So, but that's only one I've seen since he was here last, so that's a good thing. But I made this card and featuring the Cobwebs embossing folder. So that's my #2 embossing folder. And I will be having a blog post on this card very soon. I'm also putting together a class to go for the Magic in This Night suite. My #1 favorite ribbon, by the way, Iridescent Pearls, gorgeous. They didn't make my #1, but they're in the top 3 for embellishments. And again, can use them way beyond the suite, way beyond Halloween. My #1 favorite ribbon and trim is, and I'm just going to show this against the black, is this 1.5-inch metallic mesh ribbon. It's a silver metallic. There's not a right or wrong side. It's very thin and very pliable. It's very easy to make big bows, small bows. Great with this Halloween suite. But gosh, wouldn't it be awesome for our Christmas paper crafting, silver wedding anniversaries, weddings, what else? New Year's favors and decorations. Could even be used with graduation presents or graduation decorations. So many uses for this. I absolutely love it. And what else do we have? The tins are a lot of fun. I haven't worked with those yet, but I know they're fun, and you're going to see lots of samples with those. I thought this was really cute too. They used the new letter dies from the annual catalog. Red velvet papers, going to be awesome with the poinsettias. Okay, my #1 favorite punch in this catalog is very similar to one that came out in the annual catalog. In the annual catalog, we debuted the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. Well, now we have the Banners Pick-a-Punch. So it's got 2 different ends, basically a banner cut end, and then I'll call it the opposite or arrow cut. Okay, and it's just as easy to use, works the very same way as our Pick-a-Label punch. So you can cut strips of any length that are 1 3/4 inch or a 1/2 inch wide. So let me just show you what that looks like. So you could cut that banner on both ends. You could cut the arrow on both ends, or you could cut one of each and have a true arrow, however long you want it. So my favorite punch of the 2020 holiday catalog. Oh, I have this, and I've got a class in the works. I'm so excited about it, but the class is on shaker cards. I love this. And these sequins, no holes. Best thing about those sequins, no holes. So super excited about that. The Menagerie Mix-Up. Ooh, wouldn't that be? opens you up to so many possibilities for creating fun little critters. All right, my number one favorite bundle. What did I do with it? And I will give you a heads up. I'm using this bundle, my number one favorite bundle, Friesen Fun, in Monday's Make It With Mary. So that's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, my Make It With Mary. So it's darling. I don't know what else to say. It's darling. It's got the awesome coordinating dies. Plus it's got some extras like the stars and this, again, maybe like a hillside kind of curve to it. So really an awesome bundle. And maybe, you know what, I'm going to save this part of that because that's part of Monday's project. I'm not going to show you that little thing I'm adding there. So Friesen Fun bundle will be showcased on Monday's Make It With Mary, 11 a.m. That's August 10th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you'll join me. This is nice. I've already worked with this little treat box, and you'll be seeing that in Facebook or blog posts in the future. We have all of our bundles, our nice, what do I say? Not agenda. What's the word I'm looking for? Not table of contents, index. And I wanted to point out this. I don't have this yet, but I love the Mary Hello. It's my number one favorite host set, but it's also the only host set in the 2020 holiday catalog. And it's so good, we don't need another. I love how it even has 2020 right there. But anyways, it's just a nice two-step stamping, coloring builder set that you can get for $10 when you reach the Stampin' Rewards level, which starts at $150. So at $150, you would get 10% of your sales, so $15 in Stampin' Rewards, and you have the option, you don't have to, but you have the option to get this stamp set for just $10 from your Stampin' Rewards. So a great investment at $10. And if you are interested, I see that Leah posted she's very interested in the new Big Shot machine, but yes, it is pricey. I would be happy to help her or anybody else host a party. And yes, we can do it virtually. I've done this virtually and it's very successful each time I did it. And you can earn all kinds of Stampin' Rewards that you can apply to your holiday catalog favorites and get started on your holiday paper crafting. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little awards presentation of my number one favorites from the 2020 holiday catalog. I will be busy all weekend working with many of these products, and I look forward to seeing you Monday morning here on the Stampin' Peace VIP group for Make It With Mary Monday. And again, I'll be showcasing the Friesen Fun bundle. I will also be showcasing our brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so you can see how well it works. And here's just one of the many features. The ends fold up, the platform sides fold up for easy storage, and it's got a nice big handle. All right, have a great Friday, make it a great weekend, and I will see you Monday. Bye-bye.